Hi guys, I'm sorry I can't be at school today. I thought I could make it, but I've been really sick for 4 days. Or I guess this is my 4th day. With fever, and I don't want to get you guys sick. Alright, so in this section we're covering 5-5, simplifying polynomials. If you need the teacher to slow down, please raise your hand and ask the teacher to hit the space bar. And then hit the space bar again to continue. If you have a question, you can raise your hand, and if anybody in the class can answer that question, that would be helpful. Somebody else raise their hand to answer it, okay? All right, simplifying polynomials. All right, a monomial means one. It's a single term consisting of numbers and variables. Numbers, variables, and or just could be both, and with exponents. Here are some examples. 7x squared, 3m, 10ab squared c, and negative 2.4y. A polynomial. Poly means many. It's an expression containing two or more monomial terms that can't be combined. Unlike terms. Take a minute, write these notes. All right. Now, there are special types of polynomials. Within the polynomial family, there is a binomial. That means a two-termed polynomial. Binomials have two terms. Here's an example. 2x squared plus 5. They're unlike terms. It's made up of two terms. So that's a binomial in the polynomial family. 3k to the 4th minus 1. 8x to the 3rd minus x squared. Now, a trinomial has three terms. This is another type of polynomial. Both of these are in the polynomial family. These will become your best friends. 5x squared minus x plus 4. 7t to the 4th minus 10t squared plus t. Now, pause the recording and finish taking the notes. All right, now, identify each expression as a monomial, binomial, trinomial, or polynomial. Stop the recording and identify. All right, now check your work. 4x minus 6 is a binomial, and it's also a polynomial. Number 2 is a polynomial and a trinomial. Number 3 is a monomial. Number 4, when there's more than 3 terms, we just call it a polynomial. Number 5 is a binomial and a polynomial. And number 6 is a trinomial and a polynomial. Okay. Now checking your work, moving on. All right. Now we're going to state whether each expression is a polynomial. If so, state the number of terms and the coefficients of each. So I'm going to show you the first one. So number 1 is a polynomial. It's actually a trinomial. There are 3 terms, and the coefficients are 1, negative 3, and 8. Oh, wait, 8 is not because it's a constant. Okay, remember a coefficient is a number that comes before the variable. Since 8 is a constant, it has no variable there. All right, now pause the recording and you do 2 through 6. All right, now check your work. Number 2 is a polynomial, 3 terms. Coefficients are 5, -1, and 8. Number 3 is a monomial. It's not a polynomial. And the coefficient would be 15. I don't know if they wanted you to find that. Okay, number 4 is a polynomial. The coefficients are 7, -1, -4, and there are 4 terms. Number 5 is not a polynomial because I'm going to have to get back to that. When the exponent's in the denominator, the variable term is in the denominator. I can't explain why, but if it's in the numerator, it is, and the coefficient becomes 1/3. 2 terms, and it's 1/3 is the coefficient. Just check your work. Alright, now moving on. Okay, standard form of a polynomial. The standard form is when we put the powers of the variable in decreasing order. We call that descending order. That means whatever the exponent is, the highest exponent term would go first, all the way down to the lowest. So non-standard form might be something like this, where they're not in any kind of order. Notice I've got a 2 here, a 5 here, a 1, a 4, and this is actually x to the 0 power. Okay, standard form. Notice my highest variable term exponent is the 5, so that gets written first. Then we go down to -x to the 4th. Now, is there 1 to the 3rd? No. But I go to plus 4x squared minus 3x. And then we put the constant, which is plus 8. That's really like x to the 0 power times 1. All right? So here's standard form. This is how we like you to write your polynomials, going from the highest exponent to the smallest exponent. Not the coefficients, it's the exponent order. All right, so I'm going to try number 1 with you. Putting this in standard form, we'd start with, since y to the 4th power is the biggest exponent, I take 5y to the 4th plus y minus 2. Now you do the next 3. Hit the space bar and put the recording on pause. Now check your work. 2m to the 5th minus m to the 3rd plus m plus 6. Number 3, negative t to the 6th plus 4t to the 3rd plus 8t squared plus t minus 2. Number 4, 2k to the 4th. Actually, it's negative 2k to the 4th. And then we have plus k to the 3rd plus 9k squared and minus 3. Okay. It's very important that you put these, your polynomials in standard form. This is how your teacher checks your work. All right, simplifying polynomials. Okay, all we're doing here is combining like terms. Only we're going to, in the end result, we're going to put them in standard form. So what you can do is just combine your like terms and then put them in standard form. I generally like to go with the biggest exponents and combine those first. But you don't have to. You can take that extra step and put them in order at the end. So 3x to the 4th plus 7x to the 4th. Remember, these are like terms when they have the same exponent and same variable. So 3x to the 4th plus 7x to the 4th makes 10x to the 4th. Then my next biggest variable term is to the second power. So I'm going to do negative 2x squared and positive 3x squared makes x squared. Last, we've got 5x doesn't combine with anything, and 9, the constant, always goes last. All right, now take a minute and simplify the polynomials before, and make sure you put them in standard form, where the exponents, we start with the biggest exponents to the smallest. Hit the space bar and pause the recording. All right, now check your work. I'm going to start with t to the 5th because that's the biggest exponent. So negative t to the 5th minus 4t to the 5th makes negative 5t to the 5th. Next one is t squared. 6t squared and 5t squared makes 11t squared. I don't have any t to the 3rd, so I skip that, and t to the 4th. Okay, negative 7t and positive t makes 6t, negative 6t. And then last but not least, the constant 6. All right, pause the recording and you try the next one. All right, now check your work. Negative 5a to the 3rd. We put 6a squared because there's nothing to combine with it. Negative 9a plus 3a makes negative 6a. Oh, plus the 1a minus the 1a makes negative 7a. Okay, so don't forget about that 3rd one. It's not always one term that gets combined. And then I have 6. That's it. We're done. All right, moving on. Simplify the polynomials. We're just practicing it some more. Pause the recording. Okay, now check your work. So in this case, you'll see I'm not originally putting them in standard form. I'm just combining my like terms, and then I put it in standard form in the end. You can do this as well. Or you can go right away and just combine your terms that are the highest and put them in standard form in the beginning. So the answer is 3m squared plus 4m minus 6. Number 2. Final answer is 7t squared plus 2t plus 11. Final answer is 8y cubed plus 9y plus 9. All right, if I'm looking for the perimeter of the figures below, all we're going to do is set up an equation. Perimeter is equal to, just add up the sides. This side plus this side plus this side. There's no standard formula for perimeter of a triangle. So we just add side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. And then we combine our like terms. I have 2x plus another x plus 3x makes 6x. And then my constants come to positive 4 and negative 1. Positive 3. Now, can't be combined any further because they're unlike terms. Remember, a like term must have the same variable and the same exponent. All right, you try the next one. Pause the video. All right, now check your work. Now, what's tricky about this one is that 2 of the sides are not identified. So how do I figure that out? I look at the whole side as 3a. And if this is 3a, I mean the whole side is 5a. And if this is if this is 3a, then this must be 2a to make a total of 5a. And if this whole side is 7a and just this much is 3a, then this has to be 4a. So make sure you include those values. So I'm doing perimeters 5a plus 3a plus 2a plus 4a plus 3a plus 7a makes 24 a's. Now you're doing the next, same thing with the next one. In a parallelogram, you can say 2 times each side. Now remember, this is already 2 times the quantity of 3x plus 4. So you've got to multiply that whole thing if you don't want to write out that side 2 times. So do your distributing. Do the distributing. And then simplify your terms by combining your like terms. Final answer, 20x plus 18. All right, let's try the next one. Pause the recording and you try it on your own. All right, now check your work. Since the perimeter has 4 x's, I'm going to say 4 times the quantity of x plus 2 times the quantity of x plus 1. Comes to 4x plus 4 times the quantity of x plus 1. Do your distributing and combine your like terms. Final answer is 8x plus 4. Take a minute, check your work. All right, last section of the PowerPoint, degree of a polynomial. I've rarely seen this outside of this lesson in this course, but you may need it for Algebra 2. So, degree of a polynomial. I never see this on state testing, but I'm going to teach it anyways. The degree of a polynomial, or the degree of a term, is the sum of the exponents in each term. So for instance, the degree of this term is 5. The degree of this term is 5 plus 6 plus 3. The degree of this term is 2 plus 1 plus 4. So that makes 7. And the degree of this is 0. Remember, if there's no variable, it's x to the 0 term. All right, now the degree of a polynomial is the highest degree reached by any of the terms. So in this term, it's 3. In this term, it's 2. And this is 0. So the degree of the entire polynomial is to the 3rd power, or is 3. One more time. The degree of the polynomial goes with the highest term. So this term is to the 5th power. This term is to the 10th. This term is to the 8th. So the degree would be to the 10th power because this is the biggest degree, biggest term. All right, now pause the recording and you check your work. All right. It's to the 12th power. Don't forget about that 1 there, that counts. This is the 10th power, we did that one. And the next one is going to be to the 9th power, or the degree will be to the 9. It will be 9. All right, that's the lesson for today. You're doing the odds in section 5-5. I'm planning to be back by tomorrow, but I'm going to go to the doctor today. So please, hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.